The first civilization that changed human history. 0-5 hour. Before the pyramids of Egypt reached toward the sky, before the Roman Empire conquered lands across Europe, before the great civilizations that dominate history books, there was a civilization that appeared in the deserts of ancient Mesopotamia. A civilization that seemed to appear almost out of nowhere. They built cities. They created writing. They studied the movement of the stars. They developed mathematics that would influence future generations. They were called the Sumerians, and their story begins one of the greatest mysteries in human history. Because the question many people ask is, how did the first civilization become so advanced? Thousands of years ago, the land between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers became the birthplace of some of humanity's earliest achievements. The Sumerians created cities like Uruk, which became massive centers of population, trade, and culture. They developed cuneiform writing, one of the earliest known writing systems. With this invention, humans could finally record their thoughts, their laws, their stories, and their beliefs. For the first time, history itself could be written down. But when researchers studied these ancient writings, they discovered something fascinating. The Sumerians were not only recording everyday life, they were also recording stories about powerful beings connected to the heavens. They spoke of gods who controlled the forces of nature, beings who possessed incredible wisdom, beings who influenced the creation and development of humanity. These beings were known as the Anunnaki. To the Sumerians, the Anunnaki were not aliens. They were divine figures, powerful beings from their religious beliefs. But thousands of years later, people began looking at these stories from a completely different perspective. They started asking, what if the ancient descriptions were not about gods? What if ancient people were describing visitors they did not understand? This idea became known as the ancient astronaut theory. Supporters of this theory believed that some ancient myths around the world could be memories of encounters with advanced beings from beyond Earth. They point to a pattern found in many ancient cultures. Stories of beings arriving from the sky. Stories of knowledge being given to humans. Stories of humanity being guided by powerful teachers. But is this evidence of contact with another civilization? Or is it simply the way ancient humans explain the mysteries of existence? After all, thousands of years ago, people looked at the stars and saw an unknown universe above them. The sky was filled with questions. Where did humans come from? Why do we exist? What forces created the world around us? Without modern science, ancient civilizations used stories and mythology to explain the unknown. And maybe that is why the Anunnaki mystery continues to survive. Because it is not only a story about ancient gods, it is a story about humanity searching for answers. A story about our relationship with the universe, and a question that still remains unanswered. When ancient civilizations looked toward the stars, were they only imagining what was out there? Or were they remembering something they believed they had seen? The deeper we explore ancient history, the more mysteries appear.